Well, one car that's been surprising everyone in a good way is James West in car number 69. That is the J.D. McDermott car, who, J.D. McDermott's car has not actually qualified for this race in over 10 years. McDermott's car is certainly looking racy. The J.D. McDermott owned car number 69, driven by James West, an Arla veteran who's gone 11 years without a win in that series. Oh, crash in front of him! Big one, Doug Baker off to the inside, Zelda Ashby, Tom Delgado, Kevin Colley, car number 20. Oh! Stuart Sandwell got a piece. Dan Klesler's through. Woody Watts gets a piece. Jason Jensen, Brandon Brooks, Marcus Leonard goes through at over 200 miles an hour. And this is the race for the win. Jeff Sesnick and Ross Peterson, though they didn't appear to be going at race speed. I think if you get through a crash like that and you're the only two cars that appear to have gotten through, I don't think you need to go at race speed. I think 70 miles an hour will do it. Alright, let's have a look at this. Okay, we're going to watch Matt Smith. That's the car behind Mike Whitmore, the dark gray and orange car. There's Smith, the mellow yellow car. Brian Sendak, the dark blue Red Bull car. Looks like Smith is in a lane by himself coming through this turn, and he just kind of shoves Sendak and Danny Savin up into the wall. And then, of course, all mayhem ensues. About 15 cars were involved in that. We got a camera off the back bumper of Kyle Bowling's car. Let's have a look at it. That's Mike Whitmore in the 73. Brian Sendak in the 2. Matt Smith, the 42. That's Danny Sullivan in the 91 right there, the Quaker State car. And coming through, they're going to cross start-finish line. Now, oh, they're roughing each other up even before they get there. This is dangerous driving, certainly. The officials want to talk to both of them. There's Ashby at the bottom there. And let's see what happens here. Yeah, right. And actually, what it looks like here is that Brian just turned the 42 in the wall. Maybe a little bit of revenge or retaliation for roughing him up in the tri-oval. Brian, not really known to be one of the more vengeful drivers, though. Let's have another look at one of the other TV cameras. There's Smith. This camera is actually focusing on the 42. There's Brian Sendak, the 2 car. There is Zelda Ashby behind him. Behind Ashby is Ross Peterson. 47 gets through this. Okay. Looks like the 42 just kind of moved of his own volition up into his own lane. Looks like behind Whitmore, who was trying to block Sendak, is what it looks like. And it looks like the 42 and the 2, looks like, yeah, 42 car just pushes up the racetrack. Sendak gave him all the room he needed until Sendak was running into Danny Savin, and then that happened. So basically, Brian gave Matt enough room for Matt to move in, and then of course Matt wanted a little too much room, and that's when Brian ran into Danny. Right, exactly. Matt Smith's car, I don't know. He actually finished 10th, so that means he would be in the race. However, the officials don't take well to dangerous driving on the last lap of the race. Alright, here they go. That's Matt Smith and Brian Sendak. This is the aerial view now. They're towards the front. There's a gray car in the front. Those are the 2 cars behind. That's Matt Smith on the left and Brian Sendak on the right. Smith looks like he gets something on Sendak here. It does. Coming off the turns, Smith just gets a little too greedy for room. Look at Ross Peterson, Jeff Sesnick get through. You're going to see Dan Klesel in car number 62 just come right through there. There he goes, very safely, and Klesel makes the race. He's been running about 20th the entire qualifying race. And look at Marcus Leonard and Paul Johnson come flying through. Johnson not as lucky as Leonard. Johnson hit somebody else, but Leonard made the race. Okay, here's some amazing driving here. This is Dan Klesel's car number 62. Alright, that's Woody Watts in front of him. Colin Evans, the 30. That's Jason Jensen, the 95, just goes by. Very safe driving, not taking too many chances, and Dan Klesel gets through without a problem. Klesel actually finished 7th or 8th. 8th position, according to the scoring pylon. Well, for some of those detractors of Alexis Rainsford, I know there's a lot of them out there. Here's something that should solidify her reputation as a very good driver right here. This is probably the most amazing piece of driving I think I've ever seen. There's Whitmore. Whoa! Whoa! About 2 inches away, you could see the the fine details of Whitmore's very complicated paint scheme with that. Wow! I haven't seen anything like that in my life! I've been watching this kind of racing ever since the 80s, and never before. Well, anyway, this is Matt Smith, the 42 car. The officials have just announced that Matt Smith has been disqualified, meaning that even though Smith finished in 10th, which would mean he'd be in the first race, he will not actually be allowed to race. Brian Sendak has been, we've been told, is going to take his position. Alright, these are the cars that have qualified for the first race. Jeff Sesnick, Ross Peterson, Alexis Rainsford, Mike Whitmore, the 73, got that car started. Colin Evans got that car. Stuart Sandoval, the Harley car. Zelda Ashby, good job by the Team Nintendo. And Dan Klezel. Then there's Marcus Leonardo, that amazing dive bomb. Lauren Roth, Danny Sullivan, and then Brian Sendak in race 1.